Well, we made it. Today is day 5 of my 5-day series on the stories that are holding copywriters back. And today is one, but before I dig into it, let's do a little recap of all the stories that I've hit this week. And the first one was the talent trap. That sneaky little story that says success is actually about being naturally gifted. Next, I shared the story of the perfect draft. And this one was all about learning to embrace the messy stages of writing. Then I talked about the lone wolf syndrome and how just trying to figure it all out on your own, going alone, is actually slowing you down. And yesterday, I talked about the worth trap. And this is the story we tell ourselves about charging more, that we're somehow not ready, not worth it. But today, we're going to talk about the Freelancer Fable. Here's how the story goes. It's that the feast and famine cycle is just part of being a freelancer. You'll have good months, you'll have bad months, and you can't expect anything to be different. And I get it. I've been there. Most of us have been there. And if you are there right now, I want to make it loud and clear. This doesn't have to be your destiny as a freelance copywriter. And it can be a bit confusing because when you have a really great month, it can be stressful because you're frantically trying to get all the work done that you booked in because you didn't want to say no to. And you're looking at your workload, you're looking at your bills, and you're thinking, well, I should be grateful for this. And then you also have the stress of the months where you can see an empty calendar. And at the same time, you might be seeing copywriters booking in these amazing looking projects, slowing down over the summer, being there for their school pickups, taking holidays. And you're thinking, that is what I want. So, how do we go from one version, which is the up and down stress roller coaster of feast and famine, to the other version of having stable revenue, great projects, great clients, and the capacity to take the time off your business when you need to? That's the dream scenario. And when I say the feast and famine cycle is not your destiny as a freelance copywriter, I mean, you do not have to accept it. There are plenty of strategies that you can put in place to stabilize your income. And the copywriters landing those great projects, working with their dream clients, and also stepping away from their business so that they can go and live their life and be there for the people that they love, including themselves, that's not luck. That is absolutely by design. They are the copywriters who know what it is they want, and they are intentionally crafting a business that they love. And it starts with their skill set and it moves through their business building skills and their boundaries. This is the kind of work that you do every day in your business to get the business that you love. So that version of freelancing that you hold in your mind is absolutely possible. And it's not magic. It's a combination of craft, strategy, systems, and most importantly, consistency. And so I want you to know that you do not have to accept the stressful roller coaster of feast and famine as the norm. You can create a sustainable and scalable copywriting business, a business that is an asset that fuels the rest of your life. Now, if that kind of idea has you really, really excited, I would love you to join me in my Copywriting Unlocked webinar. It's on January 30, which is next week, and it's for copywriters in their first year or two. And one thing I've been talking about repeatedly is that the confidence to build the business that you want comes from a strong foundation in the craft of copywriting. So in this webinar, I'm going to be talking about the copy blocks of persuasive copy, like different elements of copywriting technique that you need to know to be a professional copywriter, and my best tips for each. I'm also going to be talking about the mindset shifts you need to make to go from surviving to thriving. And I'm going to be sharing some practical strategies and how you can make more money as a copywriter. And I'm running it twice, one for the Northern Hemisphere, one for the Southern Hemisphere. You just have to choose your session and show up. And of course, there'll be plenty of time for questions. So I want to leave it there. I want you to remember that the stories you are telling yourself aren't always true, and you get to rewrite them so that you can have the copywriting business that you want. All right. Hope to see you at the webinar.